Hey there, this is the first devlog I'm releasing about the creation of my new game.
But first, some context. Recently, some of my friends have banded together to create a private game jam, just between the four of us. If you don't know what a game jam is, it's a game developing competition within a short time frame. Some game jams are 2 to 3 days, while others can run over the course of multiple weeks. We decided on a time frame of about 6 weeks, which I decided to split into about 6 devlogs, releasing every Sunday. Over the summer, I learned how to scuba dive, so I knew I wanted to make a game about water. I thought 3D might be too complicated for the given time frame, but my 2D art skills weren't that great, so I decided to settle right in the middle with a 2.5D game. 2.5D is a 3D world where all movement is restricted to a 2D plane. This game style has been popularized by games like Little Nightmares, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and Unravel 2. Without further ado, here's what my first week of development looked like. I started by making some fish assets in Blender. I decided that making assets first would give me a better foundation to experiment with the art style. I also created some seafloor tiles for the map creation and exported them into a blank Unity project. With a little bit of post-processing magic, the world was starting to come together. But when I hit play on the Unity game window, there wasn't really a game to play yet, so I decided the next task to check off would be player movement. The player movement was definitely one of the trickier things to get done this week. Not because of the mechanics themselves, but because I didn't want combat later on to feel rigid or slow. I decided to use keys W, A, S, and D to directly change the position of the player when they pressed each key. This approach caused a bug where the player would teleport inside the hitbox of the map and then start vibrating intensely. After slowing down the speed a little, I figured that the bug gave it a little bit of personality. I also added a dash mechanic and a cooldown to prevent the player from dashing all over the map. I decided to use rigid body physics for the dash to prevent any serious bugs. With both movement and our map set up, I had time to tackle one more challenge, the first Leviathan. Most of my ideas ended up looking like large fish, and looked less scary than the thought of losing this game jam. Eventually, I settled on the concept sketch you see on the screen, although I ended up removing most of the spikes while I modeled it in Blender because I thought it would make collisions a little bit easier to handle in Unity, and I didn't have the best animation skills. I didn't have enough time to code a complex AI for the beast, but I did code a quick script that allowed it to move freely within a certain area. That's everything I did this week. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you liked what you saw, I'll release another devlog each week until the project is finished. That's all for now.